Dude, Roman, you look pretty fancy today, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you dress up for this podcast today or no?
I did 100%.
You know what? I just realized this wallpaper that I have is like a paint background, like Microsoft Paint.
Oh, it makes me think of Beauty and the Beast. Be our guest, be our guest.
Yeah, I don't think I ever watched it. I
What?
always see. Thing
No.
is, no, I'm serious. Like,
The
so
modern too.
I haven't even seen the modern one.
With frickin' why can't I think of her name? Emma Watson.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's like the beauty, and then I don't know who plays the Beast. The only version I've watched is Beauty and the Beast, so I don't know. I saw it like at a short film, and for some reason that's the only.
A health documentary.
Yeah, the Beauty of the Beast. But no, but for real though, I told Sam that like I was like, man, when we have kids, like. I really hope they don't mind, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to watch like those kid like movies and shows because of the fact that see you gotta remember also that I was the youngest brother. So when I was like 5, 6 years old, I was watching Jackass, Beavis and Butthead, South Park. So like maybe that's why I'm the person who I am today because of that. Speaking of which, Beavis and Butthead's actually coming out with new episodes in July.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's so if you're ever interested, I freaking love Beavis and Butthead. I love like I was watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Simpsons, all that stuff. But you know what? That's funny how you bring that up because like I said, I never had that. Like I'd watch like kid shows like here and there, like Even Stevens, like Rocket Power, like Rugrats. Like obviously like I still watch those, but like most of the time, like if I was with my older brothers, they'd be like, we want to watch like, Jackass, like or like South Park, Beavis and Butthead, we want to watch the kid shows that we're not supposed to be watching, right?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So
That's fascinating. I get in trouble. I remember when I was a kid, my mom caught me watching Beavis and Butthead one time, and she's like, "You can't watch this," blah 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 blah. But I would like sneak and watch that, and like King of the Hill and stuff like that,
Oh yeah, we would wait until our parents would fall asleep, and then we would put the volume really low and then sit really close to the TV so we could hear. But like we had to make sure like if we laughed, like we couldn't laugh really loud because we were like in a ranch house with like 3 beds, 1 bath. So like it was like such a small house, like you could hear probably like anything. So
I think the funniest thing that my younger brother and I would do is when my mother would go to the store to get like a convenience store down the street to get like a gallon milk. My brother and I, we would go to the computer and we'd be like, go, 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 go. We would like go to the
E-Bubs World, E-Bubs World, E-Bubs.
E-Bubs World, definitely, but mostly RuneScape.
I honestly, I've heard about it, but I never went on that website. It's just E-Bubs World.
Oh, you never went to E-Bubs World?
No, that's the one website I grew up on. That's like the only one.
The one video that always pops in my head when people mention E-Bombs World is the Saddam song. It's like, it's time to bomb Saddam, blow him to kingdom, come all together now.
It's like some of like the stuff. It's so funny. Like, yeah, it's like funny that we had to like our parents probably worried about it a little bit, and then we'd have like dial up, which it took like 5 minutes to load one page. So like when Roman was probably watching that video or song, it'd take probably like 5 minutes to download, and then like he wouldn't be able to you would be able to replay it. Like most of the time, I feel like when we were kids, we'd probably replay it more than try to find the next one, because the fact that it took so darn long that you didn't want to find the next one because you didn't want to wait another 5 minutes. So you just keep laughing like hilariously and then memorize it and all that good stuff. So like now you could just. You're like, okay, I'm done. Click, done, click, done, click. So
fast forward, like rewind, like 15-minute chunks at a time on YouTube.
Yeah, I wonder if yeah. I think I'm gonna be that parent that's I think I'm gonna be that parent that's really strict. I'm just gonna be like, after school, no TV, only like maybe like 30 minutes to an hour, and no like phones or tablets until they're like in junior high. Unless they do stuff for homework, like honestly, like I don't even want my kids to be on any of that stuff. Honestly, as much as I would want them to be advanced, kind of like us, like because like I'm still pretty good with like a computer and stuff because of the fact that like I was just around it all the time when I was a kid and as a high school or college. So
Yeah, there's definitely skills to be learned from like digital architecture, but in the same time, um, I think that from like an overall like well-being perspective, maximizing time away from a screen is probably the best course of action for maximizing your overall well-being.
yeah, and also too, put it on. I know I don't have a Twitter woman, but you know, honestly, we've been doing consistently like morning walks before work. So
Yeah.
like right when the sun rises, we're pretty much up before like the sun rises, and then like we'll get ready, get everything together, because it's still chilly here, and then we'll get Pina with us. But we've been doing that every morning, and it's been beautiful. Like I remember when we first moved here, and I was working at like 5:30 in the morning because I was working Central Time, obviously, and it was during the winter time when you guys with Central was 2 hours ahead, and I remember like that lifestyle was not as good as like now, where like I could wake up to the sun, get outside for a walk, and then get back on the screen. Like it's such a beautiful thing, and I challenged everyone on Twitter to do it. Um, and people keep calling me out. They're like, "Oh, it's a lot different being in Chicago." I'm like, you know what? Don't even say anything. Like, you know what? Roman will have my back. Roman and I, we were troopers. Snow, rain, ice, wind. We were walking every single day when we were downtown Chicago. So if you can't put on enough clothes, or if you can't muster it up, but like that morning sunshine does not, you can't beat anything. It starts your day so much. Well.
It's unbelievable. I even like the coldest day this year, negative 17 degrees Fahrenheit with the wind chill. I still I didn't walk far, but I still walked like the end of the street and then back, just because like I admittedly I don't get out like every day. I would like to, but stuff happens. But I'm usually out before the sun comes up, and I'm actually even back from the gym usually before the sun comes up. But I'm like making lunch or making breakfast, eating, getting ready for like my day, and the sun doesn't come up before my shift yet, or like it's coming up right as my shift is starting. So that's kind of like it's not the best. I'd prefer for it to come up, earlier. So that's why I love like longer days and this march up to like the longest day of the year. I really like. I wish it was warmer, of course, but yeah, I mean. You got to do what you got to do, and then there's a train of excuses you can make. But if you really want to go out and do that, you'll make it happen.
Don't worry, Roman. When I come, if we come back to Chicago, I am going to post a video every single day and just I'm just gonna show everyone up, dude. I'm just out here proving people wrong. But after the fact. Roman, you were just in Joshua Tree, California, for about a week and a couple days?
Yeah, it was Friday to Saturday. What's that? 7, 8, 9 days, something like that. I was actually in Desert Hot Springs, is where we stayed. We flew into Palm Springs. We stayed in Desert Hot Springs, but we went to we did go to Joshua Tree. We drove through the town of Joshua Tree, and we're in Joshua Tree National Park. We went up to Mount San Jacinto, which has like an elevation from base to like summit of about like a little over 14,000 feet. And that's crazy because that's super cool if you get a chance to go by like the Palm Springs, Desert Hot Springs area, buddy. That's a really fun trip that you could bring Sam on. So they have a tram ride that brings you up. It costs like, I don't know, it probably costs like $28 or something like that per person. It's a little pricey, but you can go up there and make sure you check beforehand. But they'll do dinner and they'll do like lunch and stuff like that. And we came down like just after sunset, so like you could see the whole like valley up, which was super cool. But like in the valley, it was like 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 80 degrees Fahrenheit, super nice, super sunny. You take the tram ride up, so you go up like 13,000 feet. You don't go up to the summit, but you go pretty close. And when you get to like the observatory up there, or whatever the building is, you step outside and there's like ice and snow everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? And it's like 36 degrees.
Yeah.
And you're like, dang! So I'm glad that like I dressed for the occasion. Like I brought sweatpants and I brought like a sweater, and I might have brought a hat, but I didn't bring gloves. But I was totally fine, because with the sun like on you, you're totally warm. But it was crazy. It was like a 40+ degree like temperature change in just like a 15-minute tram ride.
Yeah, and you said how high up was this?
The summit is 14,000 feet.
Holy cow, that's even higher up than like Grand Canyon.
Yeah. It's
because I think the Grand Canyon is like 8,000 or 9,000 feet.
That sounds about right. It's it's not even like the top 100 mountain in the country apparently too, Mount San Jacinto, but it's like still up there. Like it's crazy. I didn't realize that there's so many mountains in the U.S. that are above that. I think Mount McKinley is the tallest in Alaska, which is like a little over 20,000.
Yeah, I don't even. I'm trying to think if I was ever like up 14,000 feet, which I think I have been in Colorado.
Nice.
But I don't know. Because I remember us starting at like 10 or 11,000 feet. But I don't know. Like I'm trying to think because I don't know if we hiked up the whole like mountain, but like we weren't definitely on the top of this mountain. Like there was like obviously some. I don't know. It's part of the Rocky Mountains, of course, but. Yeah, I honestly, I don't know if I've ever been that high up, buddy. That's crazy. I didn't even realize you did that. Do you have videos of like the tram ride and stuff?
I don't think I took a video of it, probably because I was too scared too. Because I was like, oh my God, don't fall. Please don't fall. Please
so are you like in, how big's like the actual like.
It's pretty big. So it's probably like the size of this room. I don't know, like how
does it hold up? Like.
Yeah. So
how many does it hold?
There was like 40 people in the tram or something like that, and they like cracked one of the window for like COVID reasons. But it's crazy because it's like you look and they're just straight down, and like the cables that hold it are like these like steel cables that are just like tiny cables that just make this like larger cable that are all like twined together, and it's just you're just like, oh my God. And they have like 5 connecting towers that every time you like go over the connecting tower, you do a dip. So you're just like, your stomach drops. You're like, oh, whoa. You like go back up. It's crazy, man. It was pretty cool.
And how long was the ride? Like, is it like 30 minutes or?
15, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So do you start at like, would you say you start at like 6,000-7,000 feet, or is it a lot further up?
No. Lower. 2,000 or 3,000, because it's like you're.
And then you go all the way up to 14.
Yeah. No. You probably go up to like 12 or 13, because it's like where you get off, you're not. You can still see like a little above you, but maybe only like a couple thousand feet. So like.
Did you hike up there too, or no?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I'll send you some photos after this. Big like. So obviously, like you're in the valley. You have just like. You have like the different desert like brush and like some cacti and palm trees, that kind of thing. And then you go up to near the summit of Mount San Jacinto, and you see like these giant conifer trees, like trees that are like so big you can't even hug. Like,
wow, that's.
Yeah, it's insane. You're like, what the heck is this?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I actually like live off Jacinto Avenue too.
Oh,
so yeah. So I gotta check that out. And was it like more like northern part, like where you're at, or west, or?
No, it's pretty far south. It is, I want to say south of Palm Springs, just south of Palm Springs.
Yeah, because I drove. So when we went to LA. We drove through Joshua Tree and Palm Springs.
Oh, nice.
Like you drive through there from Arizona. So when you like go to like because we stayed in the Marina del Rey, which was like by, Venice Beach, Santa Monica, all that. So that's interesting. I'll have to check on and see where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely do. I think you'd actually really like it. I think you'd really like it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like there's so much stuff around over here. It's like crazy. It's like,
I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can go like 4 hours. You could even go 4 hours and go to Mexico over here too. So it's like you could see like so much.
That was another thing we did. So we went to this place called Ocotillo Wells State Vehicular and Recreation Area, and it's just like pretty much a stone throw away from the Mexican border. And it's like when you say you're in the desert, like no, you go to Ocotillo Wells SVRA, like you're in the desert, man. All you have are these like bushes called creosote bushes, and that's it. Like that's the only like plant life that's around you, pretty much. It's like so dry. It's so dry that the sand like loses all of its moisture and just creates like sandy crusts that just layer themselves like that. It like you feel like you're in the Sahara. It's insane. And
Did you see any of those sand tornadoes too while you're out there?
I thought we did when I was leaving, heading back to the airport, because I saw some sand kind of come up like a haboob and like kind of looked like it was starting to swirl, but it didn't create like a nice like tidy like structure. So I thought
when we drove to California, we saw a couple on the side of the road.
That's crazy. That's really cool.
Yeah, but they're not like an actual size of a tornado. I'm talking like 30, 40 feet.
Yeah.
It's not something like, I don't even know how big I've never even seen an actual tornado, so beats me in how big those things are.
I think they can get massive, but it's so crazy because of like the crazy elevation change in Southern California. Laura sent me a photo maybe of yesterday, and like it was cloudy in Southern California. Apparently it rained last night there, and
it rained here too last night.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, is it like this in Arizona too? Like the picture she sent me, it looks like the clouds are so low you can like pick the cotton candy out of the sky.
No, I don't know if it's maybe, I don't know if it's because we're in the valley portion, but yeah, I mean unless I was on a mountain, because like when we're hiking, like the clouds look a lot like closer, but like not like from here now, because we got clouds right now, but like they look normal to me, to be honest.
It could just because I think she might have been in Joshua Tree, and Joshua Tree I think is elevated.
Yeah, I wonder what the elevation difference is between both of them.
Yeah.
Is she still out there?
Yep. Friday.
Nice, dude. Joshua Tree is 2,700 feet. In Phoenix, elevation 1,000 feet. So they're almost like double. Yeah. So maybe that's why. Yeah. I think I'm pretty sure we're like, maybe 1,000 feet away from like hell. So I think that's why like deserts were a thing, because I think pretty much like, if you dig like 1,000 feet, like you're pretty much in hell. I don't know if hell's a place, but hey, I'm pretty sure if that would be where it's at. If it was my guess, I'm pretty sure it's underneath Phoenix or Las Vegas.
Your comment reminded me of little Nicky in the part where Adam Sandler goes, "Adrian, get in the flash, Dad's dying in hell."
And then when someone asked him like where he was like from, he goes, the South, the deep South. And he would laugh, and they wouldn't understand what the fuck he was saying, because he meant like pretty much hell. Like he is pretty much making a hell joke. But that's awesome, man. I'm glad, dude. I'll have to look into it and see how far it is. And then go there, because dude, I've been to the Grand Canyon like 4 times now. I've been to Flagstaff like 3 times now. I'm pretty sure I'm like kind of, I think I tired that out. Our next like thing probably would maybe try to go drive to Mexico, like from like this, Tucson portion, like just south of Tucson, and then and then maybe check that out. But like that seems like a good idea. And I think we might be driving to Utah at the end of March. We're gonna probably hike Zion National Park.
Oh, damn. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 5 hours away. It's like it's pretty much like on the border. It's like pretty much like just past the Grand Canyon. So it's like we drive the same route, but like drive like an hour or two above the above Grand Canyon. Pretty much like what we did, but just drive like another hour and a half or something like that. But we'd probably stay the night.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, and then come back like the next day or do 2 nights or whatever. But because Bryce Canyon's over there too, which is like an hour and a half away, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to hike both. But like just hiking Zion would be pretty cool. So
yeah, hell yeah. I think Utah has some like really neat and like unique like land formations. Like it has like those like massive red arches, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, one of the areas that Laura wants to check out at some point is the Badlands. It's in Utah. Yeah, Utah's pretty cool. Nice.
Yeah, you got to look up. Also, it's called like the Wave Rock. For Utah, like the rocks look like water waves, and it's like pretty dope. Yeah, it's like pretty much like red and white like stripes around the rocks, and it looks like water.
Have you seen Have you been watching Joe Rogan at all recently?
I can't remember if I have. I mean, the last time I think the last one I watched was like the guy the retired Navy SEAL, and something.
Okay. He had this guy on. He's had him on like several times before, but he was just like giving like other updates. His name's Randall Carlson. Have you seen any episodes with him before?
No. I
think he's a geologist, but he gets into some like kind of some wacky like concepts, but like it's really fascinating to listen to him too because he knows so much about geology. He's talking a little bit about like Atlantic stuff like that. Just speculating, of course, because he is a reputable guy, but you know I think he likes like speculating on that kind of stuff. And like one of the things he was talking about is you know how like probably the chair you're sitting on, you know how it has a cushion.
Yeah.
You know how when you sit on it, it compresses.
Mm-hmm.
And when you like get off it, it like releases back.
Yeah.
So like the Earth does the same thing, is like what he was saying. So like a lot of like land formations are like formed, like a lot of like the Southwest, for example, has been shaped based off of like glaciation, or like this. Okay. At least that's what he was saying. So when there's like you know trillions of pounds worth of like ice glaciers on the Earth, it compressed the Earth, but as it's like started to melt, it allowed the Earth to like resonate back up a little bit. But like some of like the way the glaciers settled and whatnot, they created some of those grooves in like Utah and awesome. I don't know. It's a really fascinating episode. I know Joe Rogan's kind of controversial right now because of like some stuff going on, but
what if like the city of Phoenix didn't build on top of Phoenix? Would the ground decompress and go back up?
Yeah, like for example, if like we develop a technology that can just pick Phoenix up, like all the structures, and just like move it over 100 miles, that like Earth should technically, I believe, theoretically, like rise a little bit.
That's interesting. I can't say yes or no because that seems like a little bit above my head.
Yeah, I mean, but I was like, it was super fascinating to like consider and like you know listen to. So I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I also don't believe that we're overpopulated in the U.S. because when I drive around the world, there are so many fucking open spots. Like, to put you know what they should do is rotate half of Chicago and like half of New York and throw it in like Oklahoma or Kansas and see what happens.
Yeah, I think.
and then like experiment and see.
I think the most recent projections I heard is that based off of current agricultural capacities and technologies, we can feed probably between 10 and 11 million people right now. So we don't have food supply issues. That's probably the mistake that people make. We have food distribution issues, we have parts of the world that are hard to get food to because of geopolitical reasons, because of like war, because of like maybe different like harsh weather events, that kind of stuff, disease.
You know what they say, war, what is it good for?
Absolutely nothing, buddy.
Um, I mean, we have like 5 minutes left. The only other thing I did want to talk about is would be maybe interesting if we could actually, there's actually two things. Well, when you were talking about like the manufacturing for food, it actually brought up another idea in my head. But the last thing we're supposed to talk about is like losing weight for the summer, and like kind of redo like some of the stuff, like if we wanted to talk about like any updates when it comes to like losing weight, or obviously like if you're planning on being a little bit leaner for the summertime, you should probably start now. You probably shouldn't wait like another month or two, because you know, if you blink, it's going to be June or July, and it's going to be 40, 50 degrees hotter than it is now. But the second thing, which you know, you and I could talk offline, I had an interesting theory about like veganism and vegetarian stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe we could talk offline, but like I have this weird theory, and when you talked about like manufacturing food, I was thinking the other day about like how, you know what, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it, because it's probably going to be longer than a 4-minute chat. But so if you guys remember, like I've been trying to lose weight and trying to cut down for the wedding that I have to fit in my suit. So, you know, my goal weight was, I think it was like originally like 200 pounds, or it was like 195 to 200 pounds. Currently today I weighed in 196.2.
Dang, buddy.
Yeah. So I've weighed in, I think 3 or 4 times now, consistently 196.2, and I only weigh myself Wednesday mornings and Saturday mornings. So I've only been pretty much weighing myself 2 days a week, because I needed to stay away from weighing myself every day. So maybe if you want to decide to lose weight, maybe that could be one of like the main helpful tips is, don't like stress about like the everyday weigh-ins. Maybe do like once or twice a week. I just did twice, because if you do once, it's kind of like it doesn't feel like it gives me progress towards like a week. Like it doesn't show me the overall week, and I like to do like a little average. So that's why I do two. Obviously, it's on the lower end, but if you wanted to do 3 times, I wouldn't see a problem with it. To like show like beginning week, middle week, end of week stuff. I just do beginning of the week and then like the beginning of the weekend, pretty much, I guess you'd say. Also, I during this cut, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I started ingesting 5 grams of creatine every day, again for the first time in like a year and a half. So I haven't really been using creatine for like a year or so, since we moved out here. I haven't really used it as much moving out to Arizona. So I started again, and I really wish you can kind of nail things down to like the pinpoint of which variable helps what. But I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna lie, I feel so freaking strong right now, and the pumps are amazing. And I don't know if it's a creatine, but like I've been getting a lot better sleep. I think Sam and I have been like nailing our nutrition. Like with the work from home thing, it's like really easy to nail down nutrition. So like I don't know what it is. Also, I switched over to full body. As you remember, like the whole cut, like this whole time I've been doing upper and lower sessions. So only doing upper body movements and then lower body movements throughout the day. Now I'm doing full body again, and I think that's been like a month now. I think 4 or 5 weeks in. So I don't know if that's because of the fact, but like I don't know what it is, but I started adding creatine 2 weeks ago, and I know it takes time to digest in your body. And I know it's not it's not like this. It's not like a stimulant. It doesn't digest. Creatine doesn't digest like that within like your body. But I've been feeling really good. My workouts have been feeling great. Like I'm finally squatting again and feeling good. I'm deadlifting again. It feels good. And yeah, I don't know, Roman. I also started running again because I want to do that marathon next year, but I've only got up to the 2 mile mark. I ran 2 miles last week, and it wasn't bad. I did it without stopping. I think I did 8 minute pace, 8 or 8.5 minute pace.
Damn, you're crushing me. I've I've barely gone under 10 minutes.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I do really well at the end. Like I usually pick up when I know when I'm gonna finish. So like I feel like I take out all the gas at the end of the workout, and I'm usually like blown because of the fact that I just kind of go all out, I guess. So if I did like 3 miles, like I probably wouldn't go balls to the walls until I hit like 2 or 2.5 miles. So maybe I make up time there because I know I don't do it in the beginning. I wouldn't be able to do long runs if I was doing it in the beginning. So I don't know, and also too with me losing weight, like I've been running once a week on Wednesdays, which I was supposed to run today, but from last week's run when I did the 2 miles, I did experience some foot pain, like in the by my like in the bottom of my foot by my toes and then my heel, and I think my brother who runs like 30-40 miles a week, I pretty much from probably gonna say it too, but it's like absorption. Like my feet aren't used to like the movement, and I just need to get used to it. So I'm gonna take a break. I'll probably wait till Saturday or Sunday to run again, or I'll wait till next Wednesday. So
yeah. It sounds like maybe a mild form of plantar fasciitis or something, which is super common for runners.
And then with food, honestly, like I'll tell you guys the macros right now, which would be, let's see what the calories are. So right now I'm digesting 2,500 calories in a day. And when I tell you this, I'm not telling you to do the same, do more or less. Figure it out on your own. Don't do what I do. Right now I'm at 195 grams of protein, so pretty much 1 gram per body weight or pound of body weight, and then 245 grams of carbs, and then 84 grams of fats. I actually tinkered with, I said tinkle, tinker with the fats. I actually raised the fats. I used to do like almost 300 grams of carbs, but like hormonally / like energy wise, for me I wanted more fats. And like I don't know about you guys, but like I really dig like pork and eggs and steak. So the only thing that's gonna allow me to eat more of that would be raising my fats and lowering my carbs. So yeah, right now that's 84 fat, 245 carb, 195 protein for 2,500 calories. Also right now I still record like 90% of the food. So like if I like say if I'm walking around, like if I go to the bathroom when I'm working, and if I grab like 4 to 5 pretzel peanut butter clusters, like those snacks with like pretzels with peanut butter inside of them. I know, Roman, you can't eat them obviously, but like if I go in the pantry and I eat like 4 or 5 of them, I'm not recording that. So also I don't record fruit or vegetables right now because I'm not competing. I'm not being that strict. Like I had a plate full of papaya, pineapple, apples, blueberries, and cucumbers, and I didn't record any of that stuff. So when I eat that during lunch, I don't record condiments right now either. Like if I'm gonna do a little bit of barbecue sauce on my chicken, I'm not recording that. So that's pretty much my update. So if I had a guess, 2,500 calories is like the goal, but if I had to guess, it's going to be like 2,800 calories overall. But it depends. It's like plus or minus. It's like let's say plus or minus 2,500 calories, I'd say.
I could see you being a deficit at that amount, though, because your maintenance is probably around like 3,300 would be my guess.
Yeah, and like I said, if I'm not recording fruits, veggies, condiments, um, like, and I don't try. Well, also I've been doing sober February, my friends and I also only drink like on Saturdays. So like I haven't been drinking all of February, and maybe that's why I feel a lot stronger. My recovery's like even better. But like, so condiments, fruits, veggies, and then yeah, that's it. And like I don't record any of that stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much like what I would suggest. Like at the minimum, like get a like Roman was saying, like get your calories and macros figured out. As you could tell, I did an update. Like I was eating over 300 grams of carbs, but I wanted to lower that down and eat more fats. So like I'm still eating. People are like, oh, you can't diet on 84 grams of fat. I bet people still think that. They're probably like, you need to lower it to like 40 or 50 grams. But what I noticed with my body is if I had like 40 or 50 grams of fat throughout the day, I just didn't feel as good. I didn't feel as full. Like I was lethargic. Um, Oh, and also too, Roman, like when you were in Joshua Tree, I did like caffeine cleanse. I like right now today, the only caffeine I had was I call it the half calf. I don't even drink like full body coffee in the morning really anymore. Like we bought like a tin of decaffeinated coffee, and what I do is I just do half caffeine, half decaf. So probably like today, I probably digested maybe like 60 to 80 grams or 60 to 80 milligrams of caffeine, where typically I'd be like probably almost like 300 by now. Um, but yeah, I did that for like a whole week. I did 15 milligrams or no caffeine for like a whole week too.
Wow,
Um,
awesome, buddy.
it was rough, but I just wanted to do the reset.
Yeah, I love it.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, other than that, guys, message us. Let us know what you want to see with it when it comes to like dieting. Um, anything you want to add, Roman? Like, am I missing anything? I
No,
mean, it's yeah,
that's awesome. I've also found that I prefer like high protein. I try to shoot for 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein. I usually fall pretty short, I'd say. So
yeah,
I'm pretty liberal with that. I'm usually I'm pretty good about being between like zero 0.8 to 1 gram per body weight. But it's like really hard for me to get in protein when I'm on vacation just because I have like food allergies and stuff like that. So I have to make more sacrifices when I'm on vacation. So I think I lost I lost 5 or 6 pounds, I think, when I was on vacation. It was mostly just like water and dehydration, I think.
yeah.
Probably a little bit of like fat loss, but I after just like 2 or 3 days, I like hydrated back up and like gained 3 pounds. So that was just like kind of like confirming, yeah, I was probably like pretty dehydrated. You'd get like a little headache every once in a while, and pee was like super super yellow, that kind of thing. Like despite me like trying to drink a lot, just the desert is dry. But yeah, I also like moderate a high protein. So the range I mentioned, moderate fats, moderate carbs. I definitely think that I perform better, recover better on that, and then I definitely feel more full. If like carbs are super high and I'm eating a lot of like low fat foods, I
Yeah.
like am not satiated, like so I don't feel full. So like I want to just like keep eating, and like I definitely have more of a food focus when fats are low, and I think like recovery is not as good too.
Yeah, that's like, well, also to your point with like the like me, I'm also the same way about protein. Like if I hit like 160 or more, I'm happy.
Yeah,
Like I wouldn't say like anything lower than 160 because I'm a little bit heavier than you right now. But like like the other day, like I think it was like an off day, and like I was like 20 grams away from like 190, or it was like I was like 160, 170, and I'm like, yeah, I just eat a little bit more carbs and fats. I was like, I'll just eat like more rice or whatever for dinner, and so I did. So it's like I just went over a little bit with like carbs and fats, and it's totally okay. I think. I mean, as long as you don't do it all the time, and you're pretty accurate. what the heck was I gonna say too? Dang, there's something it just shot out of my mind. There you go, the brain fart. This is what happens when you don't have caffeine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. So I think we should just call it, Roman. I don't want to keep thinking because like this, it's probably not going to come out. But thanks guys for tuning in. Find us on all video and audio platforms. Follow us on Instagram at Gainz Podcast. And then make sure you guys subscribe. Send us some ratings, please. Like, comment the video, and give us a rating. We'll see you guys on that next one. Peace.